Hello everyone, I'm Geek Freak and welcome to the video. There are two things I want to bring up about the Dragon Ball Super movie. Now, number one is the advertising for Dragon Ball Super in the UK sucked. Now, I'm not talking about the first trailer that we saw on the internet. I mean, the first trailer was pretty freaking sweet. No, I'm talking about the advertising in the UK. Now, before I get into that, I'm just going to bring up one thing. Dragon Ball Super made a lot of money, over $100 million, international wise. But from what I've heard, I heard there's countries that didn't get the privilege to have this in cinemas. There's a lot of fans in India, there's a lot of fans in China. I mean, I know for a fact there was lots of fans in India that love Dragon Ball Super, but it's not in theatres, which is sad. To the fans who didn't get Dragon Ball Super Broly in theatres, my apologies to you brothers and sisters. I will say that it was worth the watch on the big screen for all of us who managed to get it in theatres. So, just remember for this later. Now, I'm going to get straight to the point. Now, in the UK, the advertising for Dragon Ball Super Broly was terrible. And when I mean terrible, I mean we didn't have any advertisements for the movie Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, I don't watch TV, but if there was going to be a trailer for Dragon Ball Super Broly on UK TV, I would know. I would hear it from the internet, I would maybe catch it on TV, maybe in the newspapers. But no, we didn't get any of that. Now, before I went to the theatres to go and watch the movie, like I said, there was no advertisements on TV or anything in the papers, no posters, etc, etc. But there is one movie that did get a lot of advertising, and it is this, Battle Angel Alita. This movie got a lot of advertising. The trailers was on TV, and it was also on the side of freaking buses. Now I know what some of you are going to say. You're going to say, oh but Geek Freak, what does this movie have to do with anything? There are loads of other movies that got advertisements, so what's so special about this one? Well, Battle Angel Alita is actually based off an anime. Yep, Alita got a live action movie, and it was advertised everywhere. Yep, Hollywood has bastardized another anime series. And I'm going to say this, Alita is a very old anime and isn't very well known. Okay, maybe it's known throughout the anime fandom, but Dragon Ball Super is a worldwide phenomenon. I'm not going to say that Dragon Ball Super is on par with Pokemon, but if you was to go into Box Office Mojo, which I've got here, Dragon Ball Super Broly is actually the third anime that earned a lot of money in the States. And the first two is Pokemon the first movie and Pokemon the second movie. Now, on here, I want you guys to have a look at where it says theatres at the top. The part where it says opening/theatres. Now look at Pokemon the first movie. Look how many theatres that was showing this movie. 3,043 theatres showed Pokemon the first movie. And Pokemon the movie 2000 had 2,752 theatres showing it. But Dragon Ball Super Broly only had 1,238 theatres showing the movie. And I think this is actually in the States. Now, I want you guys to have a look at this. In the UK, it says that there are 801 theatres in the UK since 2017 and has 4,309 screens. But if you guys was to have a look at this, Dragon Ball Super Broly grossed £1,123,955 million. Now, look at the circle. That's how many theatres that played Dragon Ball Super the movie. 188 theatres played Dragon Ball Super the movie. And to be honest, that's pretty shitty. Now I know some of you are going to say, oh but Geek Freak, there's probably not that many Dragon Ball Super Broly fans out there in the UK. That's probably why that the movie was limited to only 188 theatres in the UK instead of 801. Okay, number one, the Dragon Ball fandom in the UK is pretty damn strong. And there are loads of Dragon Ball fans in the UK. But like I said, the advertising for Dragon Ball Super was crap. And again, there was no advertisements on TV or in the papers or posters or any advertisements on buses. The only advertisement I saw was the trailer on the internet. So let's do a checklist. Number one, Dragon Ball Super Broly was limited to 188 theatres in the UK. Number two, there was no advertisements for it. No in newspapers, none on the TV, nothing on buses, nothing. Now, when I went to go and order Dragon Ball Super Broly's tickets, I noticed Dragon Ball Super Broly was in the event section, which I think as like special movies that they're going to bring back in theatres, or their foreign films. It was basically in the special events section. I just wanted to point that out. Anyways, I got my ticket, waited a few weeks, my brother dropped me off at the cinemas, and then I noticed something. You know the signs that you see at the cinema and it shows you what's playing at that certain cinema? You know, it looks like something like this. I looked at it, and nowhere in sight did I see Dragon Ball Super Broly. It had other names, but I didn't see Dragon Ball Super Broly. And I thought to myself, that's weird. So I walked in, I went to go and get my snacks and my drinks and so on. I looked all the way around the place while I was getting my drinks and my snacks and so on. And I didn't see a single poster of Dragon Ball Super Broly. And you know those cardboard stands that has the picture of the movie and it looks something like this? Yeah, I didn't see one of those either. So let's do a checklist. Number 1, it wasn't on the big listing board outside the cinemas. 2, there was no posters inside. And 3, it didn't have any cardboard stand-up ads that looked something like this. However, I did see Dragon Ball Super Broly's name on a board inside the theatres. Okay, I mean, it wasn't exactly like this, but it was something similar to this. And the names of the films kept on changing over to something else. And then later on it would come back on saying Dragon Ball Super Broly, and then it would come up with another film's name. That was the only advertisement that was in the theatres. So, let's go through this again. There was no advertisements on TV, there was no advertisements in papers, there was no advertisements on buses, no advertisements on that big board thing that's outside the cinemas, no posters, no cardboard stands, and the only thing I saw that was actually advertising for Broly was a sign that was inside the theatres, and it kept on changing over to another movie, and then it would reappear again, and it would go off and reappear again. I swear to you guys, if I didn't have the internet, I wouldn't have known Dragon Ball Super Broly was in theatres. However, saying that, I want to say 2 things. Number 1, this was at my theatres. I didn't see any advertisements at my local theatres. And, who knows, maybe it was different at other theatres. Maybe there was loads of advertisements for Dragon Ball Super inside the theatres. But, despite there not being any advertisements for Dragon Ball Super Broly, when I went to go and see the film, the entire theatre was packed. There wasn't a seat that wasn't sat on in the theatre. And you know what? I couldn't be more proud of my fellow Dragon Ball fans. And guess what? This happened twice. When I went to go and see it twice, the whole theatre was packed. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that everybody in that room saw the advertisements for Broly on the internet. Now, I'm going to say this. If you guys did see any advertisements for Dragon Ball Super Broly in your theatres, then think yourself lucky, because there wasn't any in mine. Now, Battle Angel Alita had loads of advertisements. So why the hell didn't Dragon Ball Super Broly have any in the UK? And you know what? I'm going to say this. If all theatres around the world was to show Dragon Ball Super Broly, all theatres in every country, and Dragon Ball Super Broly was given the Pokemon treatment, which was to give it loads of advertising, I bet you guys that Dragon Ball Super Broly would surpass Pokemon the first movie. Because remember, Broly anime movie to make a lot of money in the States. It's unfair that other countries didn't get to see the movie in theatres, but if it did and got loads of advertising, I guarantee you Dragon Ball Super Broly would surpass Pokemon the second movie at the very least. I mean, let's just say for example that you didn't have the internet and you didn't regularly go to the theatres. How would you know that Dragon Ball Super Broly is in theatres? Let's just say you're a Dragon Ball fan and you didn't have the internet or you didn't go to the theatres regularly. How will you know that this movie would be in theatres? The way I found out that there's going to be a Dragon Ball Super movie was on the internet. I mean, yeah, 50% of the world uses the internet, but how are we supposed to get newcomers to come and watch this movie? You wouldn't know unless you went into the theatres. Again, I'm not saying that every single theatre did this, but at my theatres, the only advertisements was on a tiny screen that kept changing over and over. I mean, for all I know, the theatre a few miles away might actually have cardboard stands or it might have posters. Anyways, the point what I'm trying to get across is Dragon Ball Super is big and it has loads of fans worldwide. Again, the entire theatre was packed at my local theatre, and you know what? It would actually be nice if we could actually see people who don't even know what Dragon Ball Super is come and watch the movie and see what it's all about. I mean, yeah, not everybody's going to know what the hell's going on, but at the very least it would give people a window to see that there is more to the story than just this movie. There are loads of movies, there is a series. They could go and check it out if they wanted to. It could create new fans. Let's be honest, the advertisement for Dragon Ball Super Broly was pitiful, but the trailer online, that was pretty good. If that trailer was shown on TV nationwide, I'm pretty sure we would have had a lot more people coming to see the film. Hey, if they can do for something as stupid as Pokemon the first movie, they could have done it with Broly, and Dragon Ball Super Broly was a good film. And now for the other thing I want to talk about. I was looking on the internet, seeing what I can go and watch next, and from what I could see, Dragon Ball Super Broly is still at the theatres. Now, I assumed that they stopped showing the movie on the 4th of February, And when I went to go and look on the information, it turns out the Broly movie has had an extension, so it's going to be in theatres for a little bit longer. And also, not only that, from what I could read here, Dragon Ball Super Broly is going to be on the big screen with subtitles. Yep, it's going to have the original Japanese with English subtitles. And I think this is only going to happen for a few nights. So if you guys want to go and watch it, hurry up and get your ticket. If you want to go and watch it in subtitles. Yep, they've extended the screening, and we get to see it in Japanese on the big screen. So to those of you who are interested, please share this information. So I just want to let you know that this is in the UK. I don't know about other countries, but in the UK, they're going to show Dragon Ball Super Broly in Japanese with English subtitles. I don't know about other countries, but if it is, if you're a subtitle lover, please let everybody know about this information. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And you know what? I might even go watch Dragon Ball Super Broly in Japanese. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching, and if there's a series you want me to check out and review and give my thoughts on it, or if there's a top 10 list you want me to do, or any reactions, or responses, or rants on anything geeky, just leave links and comments in the comment sections below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And if you guys want to follow me on my social medias, I'm on minds.com, Twitch, Dailymotion, and Hatron, Reddit, BitChute, aka the new YouTube, DeviantArt, Discord, VidMe, Gab, Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon, GoFundMe, PayPal, and my other social medias are down there in the description box below, so if you want to go and check them out, please do. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video. And please go and check out my new skeptic channel, Gypsy Freak. It's also down there in the description box below. Peace out.